Shri Guru Namaha Harihi Om. In today's Lalita Sahasranamam class, we have to see shloka number 78. Bhaktimat Kalpalatika Pashupasha Vimochani Samhrita Sesha Pashanda Sadachara Pravartika. In the last class, we have seen the meaning for the first line. Bhaktimat Kalpalatika Pashu Pasha Vimochini. Now we have to see the second line. Samhrita Sesha Pashanda Sadachara Pravartika. Samhrita Asesha Pashanda. That is one nama. Samhrita Asesha Pashanda. Samhrita Asesha Pashanda. Next nama is Sad Achara Pravartika. Sadachara Pravartika. That is second nama. The first nama, Samhrita Sesha Pashanda. Pashanda. Pashanda are those people. Pashanda is a group of people. They are those people who don't accept Vedas. It's a technical term. It has a very pointed definition. Those who do not accept Vedas as pramanas, they are called as Pashandas. Or even hypocrites. Outwardly, they say they accept Vedas. They accept the concepts that are told in Vedas, but inwardly, they don't believe in them. They are also called as Pashandas. Ambal is Samhrita. Samhrita, she destroys Asesha Pashanda. Sesha means Micham. Remaining is called as Sesha. Shraddhatula, during Shraddha, after, the night of the Shraddha, they will keep that Yellurundai, Appam, etc. And then they will give us Pitur Sesham. Meaning what? It is a Micham. It is some leftover that is leftover from Shraddha. That is called as Sesham. Asesha means without any leftover, Ambal destroys all the Pashandas. Ambal destroys all those people who don't believe in Vedas. Now, it looks like it's not fair, because if Ambal destroys somebody, then she cannot be Shri Mata. Remember, always you have to compare this Nama with Shri Mata. She is the mother of everybody. How can a mother destroy somebody? That is why the next Nama, it clarifies. Samhrita Sesha Pashanda Sadhu Achara Pravartika. If the Nama has stopped with the first Nama, that is Samhrita Sesha Pashanda, it is in limbo. But the next Nama says Sadhu Achara Pravartika, meaning Ambal does not destroy the Pashandin. Ambal does not destroy the people, but she destroys the Pashandatvam that are present in the people. She destroys that non-belief in that people. Meaning what? Ambal, she gives the belief of Vedas. Vedathala Vishwasata Ambal undu pandra. Samhrita Asesha Pashanda Sadachara Pravartika. How can dharma be protected? In Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. Hey Arjuna, in order to protect dharmas, dharma samsthapanarthaya, Chaturthi Vibhakti, in order to protect dharma, I am going to do two things, Arjuna. What is that? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. I am going to protect all the sadhu janas, all the people who follow dharma, and I am going to destroy those people who do not follow the dharma. Protecting dharma means protecting those people who follow dharma. There is absolutely no use in writing volumes and volumes of book about dharma. If that person, he himself does not follow the dharma, then no book will be of any use. Dharma has to be followed. Dharma need not be preached, but dharma has to be followed. Satyam vada dharmanchara, says Vedas. Dharma to be followed. Charati dharma is to be followed. Now what does Sambhal do? Samhrita asesha pashanda sadhu achara pravartika. She protects the sadachara. Sadhu achara means she protects the achara, number one. She also protects those people who follow achara. That is more important. She protects those people who follow all the acharas. Very simple example, we can see what is meant by not following Vedas and what is meant by protecting those who follow Veda. Our Shastra says, whenever you come out, whenever you come home from outside, you have to wash your hands and legs. That is called as achara. We did not do that. Slowly, that practice went away. We thought that we are in the 21st century. We don't have to do that. But now what happens? There is something called as COVID. It slowly gets added up, added up, added up, added up, so that even those people who don't know what is Vedas, even those people who don't know what is Vedas, those people who don't know what is Shastra, they now follow the Shastric rules of washing their hands and legs. Social distancing is told in Shastras. In fact, it is not social distancing, that is called as Shastric distancing. We were telling, oh, no, you cannot discriminate, blah, 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 blah. But now the whole world automatically follows the Shastric distancing. It is not social distancing, it is Shastric distancing, which we have to follow because we did not follow Shastras for that time. If you don't follow Shastra, it slowly gets added up, added up, added up. Suddenly there is going to be an outbreak and everybody follows Shastra. Samvrita asesha pashanda sad achara pravartika. Achara hinaha napunanti veda, says Smriti. Even in Devathin Kural, Mahapariva quotes this line. When I took the Devathin Kural class, we have seen this line. Achara hinaha napunanti veda. Vedas, it purifies everything. If you don't know your food is pure or not, what do? You take some water, you say Om Bhur Bhuvasuvaha, you sprinkle that water with the Vyahriti, the food becomes purified. When you want to chant Vedas, you say Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. You do Achamana. Achamana is a purificatory rite. It purifies your body so that it makes your body capable. It makes your body worthy of chanting the Vedas. So Vedas themselves can purify everything. But if a person do not follow Dharma, if a person do not follow Shastras, even Vedas cannot purify that person. Says the shloka, Achara hinaha napunanti Veda. Mahaperiyava says, in Tamil, Acharam can be called as Olukam. Abdin Mahaperiyava solra. In fact, in olden days in Tamil Nadu, Acharam has been given a lot of importance, so much so that there is a book called as Achara Kovai. In Padinan Keelkanakku, it is one of those Sangam literature that comes under Padinan Keelkanakku. It says Achara Kovai, Peruvayil Mulliyar, அப்படின்னு ஒருத்தர் சங்க புலவர் பாடியிருக்கார். He says, பிறப்பு, நெடுவாழ்க்கை, செல்வம், வனப்பு, நிலக்கிழமை, மீகூற்றம், கல்வி, நோயின்மை, இலக்கணத்தால் இவ்வெட்டும் எய்துவ என்றும் ஒழுக்கம் பிழையாதவர். The name of the text is called as Achara Kovai. And he says, the second song, he says, what is the use of following the Achara? What is the phalam? What is the benefit of following the Achara? He says that in the second shloka itself, because only if we know the benefits, we will take pains to read the remaining shlokas. There are many number of shlokas. It says, if you follow achara, if you follow olukam, you will get a good birth, you will get a long life, you will get a lot of money, you will attract all the people, you will have lot of you will have lot of land, nilakkiramainan, lot of land, you will be a landlord. Me kutram, whatever you say, it will have a lot of impact on others. You will have good education. More and more importantly, he says, no inmai, you will not have any diseases if you follow achara, pirappu, neduvaalkai, selvam, vanappu, nilakkiramai, மீகூற்றம், கல்வி, நோயின்மை, இலக்கணத்தால் இவ்வெட்டும் எய்துவ. The person who follows achara, who follows இலக்கண, இலக்கணா மீன்ஸ் லக்ஷணம்ங்கிறது தான் தமிழ்ல இலக்கணம்னு எழுதுறாங்க. லக்ஷ்மணன் அப்படிங்கிறத இலக்குமணன் எழுதுவா இல்லையா, அதே மாதிரி லக்ஷணம் அப்படிங்கிறத இலக்கணம்னு எழுதுவா, லட்சியம் அப்படிங்கிறத இலக்கியம்னு எழுதுவாங்க. So ilakkanam, ilakkiyam, in fact, Sanskrita vartai. Not a lot of people know this, but ilakkanam and ilakkiyam, they are the Tamil form of lakshanam and lakshiyam. Lakshanam, what is ilakkanam? What is grammar? It says, okay, a language has to be in such and such format. An ordered an ordered form is called as grammar, right? Okay, if you have this letter, if you have another letter, if they two are joining, they cannot join through any other means, but there is a rule. So that is called as grammar, ilakkanam, lakshanam. அதான் இங்க ஆச்சாரம்ங்கிறார். இலக்கணத்தால் இவ்வெட்டும் எய்துவ என்றும் ஒழுக்கம் பிழையாதவர். ஒழுக்கம்னா ஆச்சாரம். Those who do not fall out of following achara will get all these 8 things. In fact, there is an achara rule for small things. For example, how to eat. We all know how to eat. We go to the kitchen, we have plate in one hand, we will have that spoon in other hand, we will put that thing, we will come and sit in the couch, and then we will watch Netflix or TV, and then we will eat, listening to some songs, blah, 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 right? Everybody, including me, we all do the same thing. But there is a rule, there is an achara for how to eat. It says in achara kovai, நீராடி, கால் கழுவி, வாய் பூசி, மண்டலம் செய்து, உண்டாரே உண்டார் எனப்படுவார். அல்லாதார் உண்டார் போல் வாய்ப்பூசிச் செல்வர், அது எடுத்துக்கொண்டார் அரக்கர் குறித்து அப்படிங்கிற. In fact, all these things are said in Smritis. This Peruvayil Mulliyar, this Pulavar has taken all those things from Dharma Shastras, from Smritis, and he has condensed that in a very easy. In fact, if somebody says this is a Padaran Kirkanak, it is a Sangakala Nul, it will be very hard to believe, because you just by reading you can understand the meaning. Neeradi, you can only eat after taking bath. Neeradi. Kal Kaluvi. Before taking food, your legs should be wet. In Deivathan Kural, Mahaperiva says, there are 2 times where you should wash your legs. Before eating, before going to sleep. Before eating, you have to wash your legs, and those legs should be wet. You cannot wipe down your legs, apparently. This was news to me as well. I learned it only after reading Deivathan Kural. You have to wash your legs. You cannot wipe your legs. So the legs has to be still wet when you are eating. But before going to sleep, you have to wash your legs and you have to wipe your legs as well. Your legs should not be wet when you go to sleep, but you still have to wash your legs. But it should not be wet when you sleep. But when you are eating, you have to wash your legs and you cannot wipe your legs. Your legs should be wet. Neeradi, take bath. Kal Kazhuvi, even after you take bath, you have to wash your legs and your legs should be wet. Vai Pusi, you have to wash your mouth as well. Whatever the microorganisms that are present outside the mouth, you have to wash it. Vai Pusi, Mandalam Chedu, you have to do Achamanam. Achamanatha, Mandalam Chedu. Before eating, you have to do Achamanam. Achyutaya. Like however, whatever the Achamana rules you follow, you have to do Achamanam. At least if you cannot just sip 3 spoons of water. Vaipusi mandalanchaidu undare, undar yanappaduvar. Only that food that we eat by doing all these things, it will go inside you, it will do good for you. Alladar, those people who do not follow that, undar pol vaipusi chelvar. They will eat, they will wipe their mouth, that is okay, but the food will not go to them. அது எடுத்துக்கொண்டார் அரக்கர் குறித்து, it will only invite arakas, asuras. You can understand those asuras as diseases. If you don't follow these things, you will get diseases. I am not saying Acharya, Peruvayal Mulliyar says in Achara Kovai. It is also true, right? We can understand. If we do all these things, it is going to do good for us. So, நீராடி கால் கழுவி வாய்ப்பூசி மண்டலஞ்செய்து உண்டாரே உண்டார் எனப்படுவார் அல்லாதார் சதாச்சார பிரவர்த்திகா. The first two lines, சது ஆச்சார பிரவர்த்திகா. அல்லாதார் உண்டார் போல் வாய்ப்பூசி செல்வர், அது எடுத்துக்கொண்டார் அரக்கர் குறித்து. சம்ஹிருதாசேஷ பாஷண்டா. The second two lines is equivalent to Samhritasesha Pashanda, because Ambal does not need to destroy them, they themselves will destroy their own selves. Samhritasesha Pashanda, Sat Achara Pravartika. Those who follow Achara, because they follow Achara, they will get all the benefits. Samhritasesha Pashanda, Sadachara Pravartika. Going on to the next shloka. Tapatrayagni Santapta Samahladana Chandrika Taruni Tapasaradhya Tanumadhya Tamopaha. Tapatrayagni Santapta Samahladana Chandrika. It is a big nama. The whole line is one nama. Tapatraya Agni Santapta Samahladana Chandrika. Ambal is like Chandrika. Ambal is like that moon in a nice hot summer day. If you go out during Paurnami, it is so nice and chill. Only moon will give lot of light without any giving heat, without giving out heat. Sun, it gives out light, but it also gives a lot of heat. Moon, it gives just light without any heat. It cools down, right? Normally in the night it gets cold, right? And whenever we have problems in our mind as well, when you look at the moon, it also calms down your mind. Moon is called as Manaskarakan. Moon is called as Manaskarakan in Jyotisha Shastra. Moon, the Chandran வந்து மனச வந்து ரொம்ப இது பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காராம். That is why when you say Chandrashtamam, during the Chandrashtama day, they will say, okay, don't take any important decisions. Why? Because the moon is not in a suitable position for you. So your mind will not be calm enough to make any important decisions. That is why they say Chandrashtamatla onnum pannada. This is the reason. So this moon, it calms down the mind. It soothes the mind. It also brings physical cold, right? So Ambal is like that moon. For who? Tapatrayagni Santapta. For those people who are burnt by three fires. Tapatraya Agni. Agni fire. Three fire. Traya Agni. Tapatraya Agni. There are three types of fire which is burning all of us. Shastra says. What are those type of Agnis? Adhyatmikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam. These are the three tapas which are burning us. Meaning what? Which are responsible for our own sufferings. What are those? Adhyatmikam, Adi Atmikam. Meaning the problem that we bring upon ourselves. Atmikam, right? We, us. The problems that we bring upon ourselves. Meaning what? Somebody will be, you go to a marriage, two people will be speaking. They will be speaking about something else, but you will be thinking that they are talking about you, they are laughing at you, and then you will fume inside you. That is the problem you bring upon yourself. Nobody is causing you that problem. It is the problem with mind. Whenever somebody is laughing, we think they are laughing at us. Whenever somebody is happy, we will be saying, oh, how can he be, how can he can be happy? He has done so much wrong in his life. He will be happy. You will lose your own happiness by looking at them being happy. That is called as Adi Atmika Tapa, the problems that you bring upon yourself. And the problems with hand, the problems with the legs, the problems with physical body, the self-inflicted wound, all those things are Adi Atmika. And then there is Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika, natural calamities, tsunami. In Tamil Nadu, there is a lot of rain. We cannot do anything about that. It is just rain. Bhautika, Panchabhutas, all those problems that come because of Panchabhutas. If you have a snowstorm, if you have just a storm, you cannot go out. You will be left without any electricity. You will be left without any food. All these are Adi Bhautika Tapas. And then there is one more Tapa, Adi Daivika Tapa. So Adhyatmika, the problem you bring upon yourself. Adi Bhautika, the problem that surroundings are bringing to you. Adi Daivika, the problem that the gods are bringing to you. Pitrushapam. Pitrushapam, what is Pitrushapam? You are not responsible, at least in this Janma. But you have some dosha, you have Naga dosha, whatever, the problem that happens due to Navagraha dosha, that problem that are present in your Jataka, those are called as Adi Daivika. So these three are called as Tapatraya. Ambal is like that moon which brings calm. Tantapta, some Ahladana, which pacifies. Ambal is like that moon. She pacifies all of us who are burnt with the three tapa, who are burnt with the fire of Tapatraya Agni. Tapatraya Agni Santapta Samahladana Chandrika. In fact, they say whenever we chant something, we will say Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi, right? Whenever we chant Veda mantras, we end with Shanti Shanti Shantihi. They say why 3 times Shanti? The first Shanti is for Adhyatmika Tapa. Shanti means what? Okay, calm down. First Shanti is calming down, praying for calming the Adhyatmika Tapa. The second Shanti is Adi Bhautika Tapa. The third Shanti is for Adi Daivika Tapa. Ambal, she calms down all the 3 tapas and she gives you peace in your life. Tapatrayagni Santapta Sam Ahladana Chandrika. Next is Taruni. Taruni Tapasa Aradhya. Taruni Tapasa Aradhya. Tanumadhya Tamopaha. Taruni, she's a young girl. In the last class itself, I said all these namas, it looks like they are pointing out to Bala Tripura Sundari. Bala Tripura Sundari is like that young form of Ambal who is ever young, right? So Taruni, she is always young. Tapasa Aradhya. Tapasa, tapasvis. Aradhya, she is worshipped by all the tapasvis. Whatever great tapa you do, they have to worship Ambal. Taruni Tapasa Aradhya. In fact, in Tamil, these tapasas are called as siddhas. Tamil 18 siddhargal அப்படிம்போம். If we look at all the siddhas, they will be a great Sri Vidya Upasaka. Either Bhuvaneshwari or Valai அப்படிம்பா. Bala Tripura Sundariya, in Tamil Siddha tradition, they worship as Valai because there is a sutra that says Vapayoho Abhedaha. Va and Pa can interchange. That is why Bala becomes Valai in Tamil. There is a great work by Kongana Siddhar. Konganarnu or Siddhar Rindar. He wrote a very nice song, Tamil song called as Valai Kummi. The link is being shared in the chat box. It is in Tamil. Beautiful song. He worships Bala. He worships Bala Tripura Sundari as everything. He says, Kalanai Kalal Udaitavalam, Vale Alakalavidam Undavalam, Malajagatai Padaitavalam, in the Manudan Kotai Iditavalam, மாதாவாய் வந்தே அமுதந்தந்தாள் மனையாட்டியாய் வந்து சுகங்கொடுத்தாள் ஆதரவாகிய தங்கையானாள் நமக்காசை கொழுத்தியும் மாமியானாள் சிரித்து மெல்ல புறமெருத்தாள் வாளை செங்காட்டு செட்டியை தான் உதைத்தாள் ஒருத்தியாகவே சூரர் தமை வென்றாள் ஒற்றாய் கஞ்சனை கொன்றுவிட்டாள் ஒற்றையாய் கஞ்சனை கொன்றுவிட்டாள். She says, okay, Bala Tripura Sundari is my father, Bala is my mother, Bala is my wife, Bala is my sister, Bala is my even sister-in-law. He says, ஒருத்தியாகவே சூரர் தமை வென்றாள் ஒற்றையாய் கஞ்சனை கொன்றுவிட்டாள். In fact, he says Kamsa has been killed only by Bala Tripura Sundari, says Kongana Sittar. Beautiful song in Tamil. Those who are interested in Tamil, it can be very easily understood. You can read lot of Yoga Shastra, lot of, all the things about Kundalini Yoga, Vashi Yoga, all these things are said in this Vale Kummi. Those who are interested, they can go look at the Vale Kummi in the chat box. So, the link has been shared in the chat box. So, Tapasa Aradhya, Ambal Bala Tripura Sundari is worshipped by all those tapasvis. Tanu Madhya, Tamopaha. Tanu Madhya. Madhya means the waist. Tanu Madhya. Ambal has got a very slender waist, it seems. How? Why is this description? It means it has to be poetically conveyed. Whenever somebody's waist is big, it means that they are selfish, meaning they eat for themselves, right? I'm not saying whoever waist is big, they are selfish, but it was this is how things were expressed in those days. When you are doing only sculpture, when you are doing a sculpture, an idol, you cannot write things at the bottom of the idol. It is not a museum. In museum, if you go, they will have an idol, and then the idol will be like small 1-inch idol. They are 1-inch picture. They will write a huge 5 or 6 pages of things that describes that that describes that painting or an idol. In those days, they cannot do that. So they have several expressions. If the face is so big, it means that if the eyes are so big, it means certain things. If the waist is slender, it means certain things. If the hands are longer than their kneecap, it means certain things. All those things, they had certain things. So Tanumadhya, slender waist, it means she does not keep anything for herself, but she gives everything for others. Tanumadhya, Tamopaha. Tamaha, Apaha. Apaha means she apaharikkirathu appdi nama Tamil la solvom. Means what? She steals. What does she steal? She steals the tamo guna from her devotees. Tamaha, it can mean tamo guna. It can also mean avidya, ignorance. Ambal, she steals the ignorance. Andhantama pravishanti ye avidyamupasate. Those who resort to avidya, Veda says they will enter into eternal darkness. Meaning what? They will come into samsara. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam. So whoever resort to avidya, whoever not resorting to the actual vidya, that is Parabrahma Vastu, that is Ambal, they cannot escape the samsara. Says Shruti, says Vedas. That is why Ambal, she steals all the avidya. In fact, that is the meaning of the word Harihi and Haraha. Harir Harati Papani. The meaning for the words Hari and Hara, they are all the same. Harihi, if you see Sanskritam meaning wise, Harihi and Haraha, they all same. Hari means Vishnu. Haraha means Shiva. Veera Vaishnavas, serious Vaishnavas, they will not say Haraha. Serious Shaivas, they will not say Harihi. But both of them, when they do Archana to their respective deities, they have to say Haraye Namaha, Haraye Namaha. Even Vaishnavites will say Haraye Namaha. They will not say Hariye Namaha. According to Sanskritam grammar, it should be Haraye Namaha. Even Shaivites, for Hara, they will say Haraye Namaha. What is the meaning? Harir Harati Papani. It means Haraha. Harati means to steal. Bhagavan, he steals all of our papas. Bhagavan, he steals all of our ignorance. Ambal, she steals all of our tamoguna. That is why Ambal is called as Tamopaha, the one who steals, who destroys, who dispels our tamoguna. Okay, now tamoguna is gone. Then what is there in my brain? In my brain, I have to have something, right? And the avidya, all the ignorance is gone. Then my brain should be completed. My brain then should be filled with jnanam, right? That is what the next nama says. Chitihi, chitis tatpada lakshyartha, chideka rasarupini. Chitihi tatpada lakshyartha, chideka rasarupini. Appadi pirikkinunga. Chitihi means jnanam. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Chit, consciousness. Chitta has got a lot of meaning. Here we will take the meaning as jnana. We will explain. There is going to be nama that is going to come. Chitchaktis chetana rupa jadashaktir jadatmika. Abdin or nama varde. Ange we will see what are the other meanings of the word chit. But here you can have chit as jnana because the last nama was tamopaha. She dispels all the darkness. So whatever that is there in my mind after dispelling all the darkness is only jnana. So Ambal is that jnana swarupa. Chitihi. And then the next nama is Tat Pada Lakshyartha. What is Tat Pada Lakshyartha? It concerns to Vedanta Mahavakya. Tattvamasi. They say Tat Tvam Asi. Tat, that. In literal translation of the word tat is that. Tvam, you. Asi, are. You are that. That is what literally the Vedanta Mahavakya says, Tattvamasi. What is meant by you are that? You, it refers to the person who is in front of you. That we don't have any problem. But that, a cow, a donkey, a dog. No. That means Brahman. Whenever in our Shastras, just the word tat comes without any lakshana, without any viseshana, without any definition, or you don't need to have any context for that. If the word tat comes without any context, you can just close your eyes and then you can write the meaning as Brahman, because tat literally means Brahman in our Shastra. Now see the nama tat pada lakshyartha. Ambal is the meaning. Ambal is that thing which is pointed out by the word tat. In C programming la pointers undu. Ambal, the tat the pointer. It points out to the Brahma Vastu. Tat pada lakshyartha, meaning all the whatever the meaning that is being conveyed by the Vedanta Mahavakya tat tvam asi, the word tat is being referring to Ambal. Tat pada lakshyartha. And then Chideka Rasarupini. Chid Eka Rasa Rupini. Chid Eka Rasa Rupini. Now we will have another question. Ambal is that Brahma Vastu. Okay, I understand. Sarvam Khalvitam Brahma. Whatever thing that is there in this universe, it is Brahma Vastu only. But not a lot of things that are present in the universe has got jnanam. Right? I have jnanam, but this laptop does not have any jnanam. This table does not have any jnanam. We think because this laptop is a jada vastu, it cannot make its own decisions. This table, it is a jada vastu, it cannot make its own decisions. So we think the laptop and the table, they don't have any jnanam. They don't have any chit. Chit na jnanam nu munnadiye paathom. Now the problem comes when we say everything in this universe is only Brahma Vastu, then the laptop is also Brahma Vastu. Then the table is also Brahma Vastu. But laptop and table, it does not have any jnana. So it looks like there is something more there is something other than Brahman in this universe. Because Brahman is Jnana Swarupam. But I see so many things that are not, that don't have any Jnana. So it means that there is something more that is present in Brahman other than Jnana. Here it says, no, 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 no. She is Chit Ekarasa Rupini. She is only Jnanam. All these things, they have Jnanam, but in an unmanifest form. More of that we will see later, because at this point of time, it will be hard to explain why, like what is Sat, what is Chit and all. There is another nama that is going to come called as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satya Jnanananda Rupa Samarasya Parayana. That nama is going to come. At that nama, we will see more explanation for this nama, Chideka Rasarupini. Now we will move on to the next nama, Swatmananda Lavi Bhuta Brahma Dhyananda Santatihi. Brahma Dhyan Anta Santatihi. Swatmananda Lavi Bhuta Brahmadhyananda Santatihi. Beautiful nama. Whatever we think about ourselves, I don't have lot of Ananda. I don't have lot of Ananda. Ananda, we can just translate Ananda as happiness for now. I don't have lot of happiness. Why? Because I see another person who is more happy than me, who is happier than me. If you go to that person and ask, hey, are you happy? He will say, no, 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 I am not happy. But there is somebody who is even higher than me. He is more happy than me. He is happier than me. We say it is very normal, right? In the same way, we are not saying, but Shastra itself says. Shastra itself, gradation. There is a happiness gradation that Shastra says. It comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. Assume there is a very young person, the person who is at his prime of his youthfulness, and he is so brainy. He's not only has got youth, but he also has got lot of intelligence. He also has got lot of courage. He also owns all the wealth that is present in this universe. He is youth, he is young, he has got lot of brain, he has got lot of courage, a lot of strength. He also owns all the things, all the wealth that are present in this universe, he owns. Shastra say, take that as one unit of Ananda. Ananda means happiness, right? Take that, whatever the happiness that person will have. What person? A person who is very, very young, who has got lots of brains, intelligence, who has got lot of balam, strength, courage, who also has got all the wealth in this universe. Whatever the happiness that person has got, take that as one unit of Ananda. The scale along 1 centimeter, the smallest unit. So that is the basic unit of Ananda, says Shastra. Multiply that by 100. Whatever the happiness that person has got, multiply that by 100. And that is going to be the happiness of a Manushya Gandharva. That is the happiness of a Manushya Gandharva. And take that happiness of Manushya Gandharva, multiply that by 100. That is the Ananda of a Deva Gandharva. It goes from that, it goes all the ways to Indra, Brahaspati, etc. It comes in Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmananda Mimamsa. Ananda Mimamsa. Yuvasyat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha asishto dridishto balishtaha tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittasya purnasyat asishtaha dridishtaha balishtaha tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittasya. Whatever the vitta, whatever the money, whatever the wealth that are present in this whole earth, Prithvi, let him have that. Sa eko manusha anandaha. That is the one unit of Manushya Ananda. Te yeshatam manusha anandaha स एको मनुष्य गंधर्वाणामानंदः te ye shatam manusha ananda. Multiply that by 100. That is sa eko manushya gandharvanam श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं मनुष्य गंधर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणाञ्चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं पितॄणाञ्चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानान् देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतम् आजानजानान् देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ये कर्मणा देवानपि यन्ति ते ये शतं कर्मदेवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं इन्द्रस्यानन्दा ते ये शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या ते ये शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्या. It goes from मनुष्य गंधर्व देव गंधर्व पितृः पितॄणाञ्चिरलोकलोकानां, and then it goes from Indra. 100 of Indra's Ananda is one Brihaspati's Ananda. Hundreds of Brihaspati's Ananda is one Brahma's Ananda. So whatever the happiness that one person will get, that one person who is very young, who owns all of the wealth in this universe, multiply that by probably, just add 20 zeros or 40 zeros to that Ananda. That is one Brahma's Ananda. That is going to be the happiness that is, that will be experienced by Brahmaji, Chaturmukha Brahma. Shastra says, Sayaschayam Purushe, Yaschasavaditye, Sayekaha, Sayayevam Vid, Asmal Lokat Pretya, Etamannamayamanandamupasankramati, एतं प्राणमयमानन्दमुपसंक्रामति एतं मनोमयमानन्दमुपसंक्रामति एतं विज्ञानमयमानन्दमुपसंक्रामति एतं आनन्दमयमानन्दमुपसंक्रामति तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Ambal's Ananda, Ambal's happiness, one lava. Lava means uppu, nama whatever நம்ம சமையல்ல உப்பு போடுறோம் பத்தேல, உப்புக்கு லவணம்னு பேர். சமையல்ல we don't add a lot of salt, we will add lot of water, lot of other things, but salt we don't add lot of things. Whatever when we add, it is only a pinch of salt, right? அதுக்கு பேர் தான் லவலேஷம்னு பேர். ஸ்வாத்மானந்த லவீபூத பிரம்மாத்யானந்த சந்ததிஹி. The ananda, that is the happiness that is experienced by Brahma. Whatever the Ananda that is experienced by Brahma, it is just a pinch of Ananda, that is Ambal. Ambal is like the ocean of happiness. Ambal is like that ocean of happiness. Out of that whole ocean, Brahma only experiences a small pinch of Ananda. If Brahma itself is a small pinch, what about Manushya? You just have to divide that by probably, one that is followed by 20 zeros or 40 zeros. That is going to be the Ananda of a Manushya. But Shastra says, Shrotriyasya Chakamah Tasya. Even in this Janma, if you have understand your Atma Tattva, you can get all the happiness that are obtained by knowing Ambal. Shrotriyasya Cha Akamah Tasya. It is a great portion in Taittiriya Upanishad. If we see Shankara Bhashyam for this portion, it is so beautifully written. That is what here the Nama says, Swa Atmananda Lavi Bhuta. Lavi means just a pinch, just like how we add salt. Swatmananda Lavi Bhuta Brahmadi Ananda Santatihi. Whatever the Ananda that is obtained by Brahma. Brahma, he has got the highest Ananda, and then it goes down, goes down, goes down, goes down. We will get, one particle in that pinch of salt probably, but Amba, that whatever the Ananda that is obtained by Brahmaji itself, that is like just one pinch of salt in the huge ocean. The happiness that we will get by knowing Amba, the happiness that we get by understanding ourselves as Ambal Swarupam. Arunam Karuna Tarangitakshi Drita Pashangusha Pushpabana Chapam Animadi Viravratam Mayukaihi Aham Yityeva Vibhavaye Bhavanim. The central goal of Sri Vidya Upasana is to understand Ambal within your own heart. Understand Ambal as your own self. That is the goal of Sri Vidya Upasana. If Brahmaji's Ananda is just a pinch in that ocean of Ananda that is Ambal, if we understand ourselves as Ambal, then we will get that ocean for our own self. I'm not saying Lalita Sahasranama is saying, Vagdevis are saying. With this, we will finish today's class, because in the next class, Para Pratyakshiti Rupa Pashyanti Paradevata Madhyama Vaikhari Rupa Bhaktamana Sahamsika. Beautiful, a very important topic of Shabda Brahman is going to be discussed in the next verse. How do we speak? We all speak. Jalpaha, Vitanda, we speak a lot of things. We speak necessary things, we speak unnecessary things, but speech is that main thing with which we communicate with others. All those writings and all, it came later. If we see the human evolution, scientists say the ability to communicate one's idea to another, it is the most important thing for human evolution. That is what scientists say. We all use that thing, but we never thought about how that process works. If I speak, what are all the things that I go through in my mind? First of all, I need to know the subject. Second of all, that subject has to be crystallized onto a certain set of ideas. I might know a lot of things, but if I don't crystallize my ideas, it cannot be effectively communicated. So the ideas have to be crystallized. And then I have to find a right word to convey the right idea. My idea may be noble, but if I choose the wrong word, the idea will not be conveyed to other. And then I just have to speak the word, right? So there are 4 processes that are involved in the speech. First of all, the idea has to be there. The subject knowledge has to be there. And then the subject knowledge has to crystallize as an idea. The idea has to be put into some words, and then the words have to be spoken, right? This is the 4 steps in communicating any idea. We don't know, when we speak, we don't give a damn about any of these things. We just speak, whether it is good or bad, we just speak. But Shastra says all these 4 processes are Ambal, Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. These are the 4 steps in that process. These are the 4 steps of the process where we communicate our ideas to others. Remember, this has been written several millions of years ago. Vagdevis and our rishis have thought of all these things, and they say everything is Ambal. It is going to be very interesting when we discuss these things, which we will do in the next class. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम. நம்ம next class பார்ப்போம். Bye bye.